Naja,
Yo, what's up,
der war
Defend?
sowieso völlig veraltet.
It's
Das hier ist der
snowing?
Mark 6.
No, where am
Heute
I?
Morgen frisch von Songnam rein. Ganz cool bleiben, bis sie sich an die Neuerungen gewöhnt haben. Als erstes testen wir ihre Zieleinrichtung.
The world doesn't
Blicken Sie auf
exist,
das
a part
obere
of my
Licht.
bubble, so
Gut, blicken Sie jetzt auf das untere Licht.
please don't lie to me
In Ordnung.
about the weather.
Blicken Sie noch
I can
einmal
see
auf das
outside my
obere.
window.
Das war's. Und jetzt nochmal auf das untere. Okay. Alles in Ordnung. Moment. Ich schalte jetzt die Inhibitoren ab. Bewegen Sie sich, um ein Gefühl dafür zu kriegen. Wenn Sie fertig sind, treffen Sie mich beim Zapper.
You love snow. I'm not a fan of the snow. I don't really have like the clothes that are like super like waterproof to keep you warm and like dry. So like when I think about snow, I just think about like the inevitable like cold and wet feet, just being cold. I also don't have like central heating in my apartment, so I don't like playing games when I'm cold. I usually just throw on a sweater while I play. It's getting to that time of year I have to wear a sweater while I play games.
Sie dürfen gehen, mein Junge, aber nicht vergessen, immer schön langsam.
Keine Bange, ich halte ihm die Hand.
Also, Johnson, wollen Sie mir nicht endlich erzählen, wie Sie es heil nach Hause geschafft haben?
Sorry, Guns. Das ist streng geheim.
Dann eben nicht. Tja, die Justierung Ihres A2-Zielfernrohrs können Sie dann erstmal vergessen.
Mann, der hat vielleicht eine Laune. Vielleicht hat ja Lord Hood vergessen, ihm eine Einladung zu schicken.
I'm actually glad I got the world record before it started getting too cold. I think I probably would have hit a dip if it started to get too cold. Because I don't know, sword flying with cold hands and playing the game in general while you're cold is way harder in my opinion.
Verteidigungsnetz noch reine Theorie. Und jetzt das. Kairo ist nur eine von 300 geostationären Plattformen. Dieses MAB-Geschütz durchschlägt Schlachtschiffe der Allianz wie Butter.
What's up, Master? What's up, Iceberg?
Die Malta koordiniert feuern. Kommt nichts heil an diesem Kampfverband vorbei. Schon den ganzen Morgen treffen Schiffe ein. Man erfährt wenig, aber das wird bestimmt eine große Sache.
Alarm! Entertruppen unterwegs.
Hey Mann, falls ich getroffen bin. Oh. Ruhig bleiben.
Stop shooting me. I don't wanna die.
Hochführen dicht machen.
That's not quite what I wanted. Yeah.
Oh, die verlassen die Athen.
Man, it is. The sun is like coming in at the worst angle.
Cortana, Lagebericht.
Die Explosion kam aus dem Innern der Athen, genau wie bei der Malta. Die Allianz muss was
What's up,
zurückgelassen
Christian?
haben. Eine Bombe.
Verdammt, dann muss hier auch eine sein. Chief, suchen Sie die.
No. You don't have to kill me. Okay, maybe they do. Wait. I can't believe I lived. I should be dead.
Na los, Chief, hier lang.
Ich war fast an Bord, als die auftauchten.
Keine Sorge, Ma'am, wir sind am Ball.
Erste Echelon zu mir. Nehmt euch die Kreuzer vor. Schaltet sie nacheinander aus. Zweite Echelon,
Der Chief
kümmert
muss
euch
mir
um
aber
die
helfen,
Träger.
die Zündkapsel heranzubekommen. Schiffe sind in der
Wissen Sie die Bombe?
Im Lauf.
Cortana, Ziele aussuchen
Jetzt
und
wird's
Feuer
laut.
frei.
Malta, wie ist Ihr Status? Kommen.
Ich glaube es nicht. Die ziehen sie zurück. Wir haben gewonnen. Cortana, konzentriertes Feuer auf den ersten Träger. Admiral, knöpfen Sie sich den zweiten vor. Formiert euch, folgt mir.
Hey, das ist übel.
No.
Formiert euch, folgt mir.
Hey, das ist übel.
Der erste Träger ignoriert uns völlig, Sir. Er hat das Trümmerfeld der Malta in Richtung Erde durchbrochen. Übrigens, die Bombe wird von einem ganzen Haufen Eliten bewacht. Sie werden sich etwas ausdenken müssen.
Where are you going, buddy? There's no way. There's no way. There's no way. In what world was that not that man's back? Are you actually Rocats, or are you just a fan? Just a fan. Alright, yeah. Because I don't know if you've seen his account got hacked and it posts like weird Zoomer shit now. And I don't know if he's gotten it back yet. I don't know if he just made a new account, or I don't think he really cares from what I heard. I think he's aware of it and he hasn't like cared to like message YouTube support about it.
Völlig veraltet. Das hier ist ein Mark 6. Kam heute Morgen frisch von Songnam rein. Ganz cool bleiben, bis Sie sich an die Neuerungen gewöhnt haben. Als erstes testen wir Ihre Zieleinrichtung. Blicken Sie auf das obere Licht, bitte. Gut. Blicken Sie jetzt auf das untere Licht. In Ordnung. Blicken Sie noch einmal auf das obere Licht.
When he started posting Roblox scams, yeah.
Okay. Alles in Ordnung. Moment. Ich schalte jetzt die Inhibitoren ab. Bewegen Sie sich, um ein Gefühl dafür zu kriegen. Wenn Sie fertig sind, treffen Sie mich beim
Rocats. He was a popular Halo 2 YouTuber who did speedruns and like kill 'em all speed like challenge runs and stuff. He was pretty good. He had records on Halo 2 Anniversary for a little while.
Energieschilde getestet. Die Schilde Ihres neuen Panzers sind extrem robust, sehr effizient. Bingo. Sehen Sie,
Most of his
wie
times
lange
have been
viel
beaten,
schneller
but I
die
think he still has the Great Journey individual level record, which has stood the test of time, so that's pretty cool.
Suchen Sie bei
He was definitely really good.
Energiedeckung,
He
bis
was
sie
one
wieder
of the
voll
like
aufgeladen
top
ist.
Halo 2 runners in the pantheon of all of them. There's been a lot of really talented Halo 2 runners, like Nails and Griffin and Zoo and myself and Sinister and Rocats.
Ich halte ihm die Hand.
A lot of those top runners had moments where they were just like
Wollen
dominant.
Sie mir nicht endlich erzählen, wie Sie es heil nach Hause geschafft haben?
Sorry, Guns. Das ist streng geheim.
Dann eben nicht. Tja, die Justierung Ihres A2-Zielfernrohrs können Sie dann erstmal vergessen.
Mann, der hat vielleicht eine Laune. Vielleicht hat ja Lord Hood vergessen, ihm eine Einladung zu schicken. Die Erde. Hab sie seit Jahren nicht gesehen. Bei meiner Grundausbildung war das orbitale Verteidigungsnetz...
Halo 2 is a hard game to get good at.
Jetzt das. Kairo ist nur eine von 300 geostationären Plattformen. Dieses MAB...
It gets easier as we've got better tutorials and we do more skips, but it's still... There's so much subtle stuff you gotta learn.
Die Malta koordiniert feuern. Kommt nichts heil an diesem Kampfverband vorbei.
Like, the difference between just speedrunning the game casually and putting up world record times is for the most part, you're doing the exact same strategies. Like, the world record holders aren't really doing that many new skips compared to the average speedrunner. They're just doing it all way faster, like everything. So it's like 100 different places where they save 1 second. And all that subtle stuff you have to learn. You kind of have to like figure it out.
Alle, besetzt die Kampfstationen.
Blöder Außerirdischer!
Dies ist keine Übung. Ich wiederhole, das ist keine Übung. Hochtüren dicht machen.
Not bad.
Oh oh, die verlassen die Athen.
Cortana, Lagebericht.
Die Explosion kam aus dem
Nails has been doing Halo Infinite recently, and that's been cool to watch him kind of dominate. It's always fun to watch him play a random game.
Suchen Sie die.
Na los jetzt! Ist das eine Waffe oder eine Tasche?
Na los, Chief, hier lang.
Ich war fast an Bord, als die auftauchten.
Keine Sorge, Ma'am, wir sind am Ball.
Does he stream? No, he doesn't. Oh, come on.
Hey, kann das sein? Hat die Malta
It's still not bad.
schon verjagt?
Erste Echelon zu mir.
It's okay.
Durch die Kreuzer vor. Schalten Sie nacheinander aus. Die zweite Echelon kümmert euch um die Träger. Ich glaube nicht. Ziehen Sie zurück. Wir haben gewonnen. Cortana, Ziele aussuchen und Feuer frei. Die Träger brechen durch, Sir. Sie nehmen Kurs auf...
No, man. Why is that elite just not coming out? He's just sitting there, menacingly. Yeah, I saw Virtual was streaming it. I don't really do any Trackmania stuff. What's up, Muzza? What's up, Silo? You think it's neat? Yeah, I could see myself getting into Trackmania in a different, like, grind session. I just don't have time to, like, grind this game and another game at the same time. If I were to play Trackmania, I'd be, like, grinding one level for, like, a few hours at a time, or maybe just an hour at a time. And I don't want to do that and grind this for a few hours at the same time in the same days.
Als erstes testen wir Ihre Zieleinrichtung. Blicken Sie auf das obere Licht, bitte. Gut. Blicken Sie jetzt auf das untere Licht. In Ordnung. Blicken Sie noch einmal auf
I only got capacity for one niche hyper interest, you know. I can't be picking up more than one at a time.
Moment. Ich schalte jetzt die Inhibitoren ab. Bewegen Sie sich, um ein Gefühl dafür zu kriegen. Wenn Sie fertig sind, treffen Sie mich beim Zapper.
I mean, really, I do have time for a couple, but those are also occupied. I'm playing chess. And I'm playing Killer Queen. And
hier werden Ihre wiederaufladbaren Energieschilde getestet. Die Schilde
doing
Ihres neuen Panzers
speedruns.
sind extrem robust, sehr effizient.
But sometimes I pretend that I'm going to make YouTube content.
laden viel schneller wieder auf.
I just don't have time for a game that's gonna add more hours to my grind.
Suchen Sie bei abfallender Schildenergie Deckung, bis sie wieder voll aufgeladen ist.
Oder er versteckt sich einfach hinter mir. Sind Sie fertig mit dem Jungen? Wo sind denn die Laufräder?
Sein Panzer funktioniert gut, Johnson. Also halten Sie sich zurück. Sie dürfen gehen, mein Junge. Aber nicht vergessen, immer schön langsam.
Keine Bange, ich halte ihm die Hand.
Also, Johnson, wollen Sie mir nicht endlich erzählen, wie Sie es heil nach Hause geschafft haben?
Sorry, Guns. Das ist streng geheim.
Dann eben nicht. Tja, die
I beat a FIDE master in chess the other day, twice in a row.
Mann, der hat vielleicht...
That was kind of cool.
Vielleicht hat ja Lord Hood...
I like it when I match titled players.
Die Erde. Hab sie seit Jahren nicht gesehen. Bei meiner Grundausbildung war das orbitale Verteidigungsnetz noch reine Theorie. Und jetzt das. Kairo ist nur eine von 300 geostationären Plattformen. Dieses MAB-Geschütz durchschlägt Schlachtschiffe der Allianz wie Butter. Wenn die Athen und die Malta koordiniert feuern, kommt nichts heil an diesem Kampfverband vorbei. Schon den ganzen Morgen treffen Schiffe ein. Man erfährt wenig, aber das wird bestimmt eine große Sache.
You ever play any titled players yet, Defend?
Alarm, Entertruppen unterwegs. An alle, besetzt die Kampfstationen.
Okay, standhaft bleiben!
Dies ist keine Übung. Ich wiederhole, das ist keine Übung.
Ich sagte doch nichts.
Why are you running at me? Dude, come on. How did the elite buddy just land up next to me? That's wild. Who put that there?
Hochführen dicht machen.
I thought I saw that grunt move. Did it not move? No way, man. The sun's in my eyes. I hate streaming at this time. This is like good productive hours for me, but the sun's just like right in my face. I'm so tired of this. I couldn't tell if I hit him or not. I need to wait like... I'm gonna play some chess, actually. I need to wait like 15 or 20 minutes for the sun to move. It's at like the worst time of day to stream right now. I'm gonna play some chess and then I'll get back to the Halo. Yeah, it's pretty hard, Moza. Have you seen the overload trick for Cairo that I found? Go to my YouTube channel and look at like one of my top 10 most recent videos. It is says something like, "Does this make Lasso too easy?" There's a trick I found to overload Cairo and make it really easy. You just have to be able to make it to Hangar 1. If you can make it that far, then you can do it. It's a little bit tedious. It takes like 30 minutes or something, but it's better than spending an hour like dying over and over. Yeah, so I found a trick that makes it where you don't have to kill any of the enemies in Hangar 2. I just got mated. What am I doing? I should have moved this. Wait, yeah. I'll find you the video. Oh, oh, you're already on Regret? Well, you can actually use the same glitch on Regret and not have to kill any enemies there. It's even more tedious, but it does work. No, what am I doing, man? I'm losing because of that, man. I don't have time to get over there. Okay, he fucked up. Ugh, man. I had a draw, and then I thought trapping his rook was good, but it was just greedy. I should have just taken the draw. It was cool, but it wasn't. I could never move my king, so I could never capitalize on his trapped rook. Because if I moved my king, those pawns were gonna promote. I could never take the pawn on the back because if you whenever pawns are in that shape, if you take the one in the back, the one up front gets to pass you, and the king can never catch it because you both move one square at a time. So I couldn't take the pawn. I couldn't ever leave the pawn, and I couldn't take advantage of the trapped rook. Very annoying. Bad. I didn't see the queen and everything defended on this. I thought I'd be able to take back. Well, Moza, I know you're lying because the game won't give you a checkpoint with no shields. You have very little shields. Come on. There's shields there, and you know it. There are some cases you can get checkpoints without shields, but I don't. Unless you got one at the cutscene, maybe. Actually, you might be. If you got one at the cutscene, maybe you're right. That is a place where you could do it. So I could be in the wrong here. Depression chest? No! This is the sun is in my eyes chest, and I need to take a break from speedrunning because I have to sit funny while the sun is beaming me in the face. I'm trying to kill time and wait for the sun to move. What am I doing? This is not it. Should have gone here. Okay, he ran out of time, but whatever. I should have been able to win that if I didn't give him my queen, but I was too slow. I mean, I only had 0.1 on the clock. At least I didn't lose. I don't have infinite space to just move my desktop somewhere else. I mean, there's really only one place my desk could go, and it's where it's at. I could try spinning it and like put it off the wall, but then I would need to rearrange all my cables, and like the Ethernet's only on one spot and all the power's only on one spot. My place isn't big enough to have a lot of choices. It's just kind of... That's where my desk goes. Oh, I'm dumb. I need to send this bishop and then... He's winning a pawn here, but everything's off the board and I'm finally castled. He comes here. I'm losing another pawn. Whatever. I guess, yeah. Let's go. Let's threaten this pawn. Then come here. Defend this pawn. For king up. Opposition. Wait. Oh, what am I doing? Good thing he's out of time. Yeah, dang. I don't know why I didn't see that. If he checked with the other rook, that was really bad for me. It's fine now, though. I'm glad he didn't find it. I had this pawn, but I pre-moved because I was winning on time. So he was thinking, do I take this pawn, or does he let me take it or defend it? And I just skipped thinking because I was up on time. Just pre-moved my queen back to safety with a guaranteed easy move. Sometimes you gotta play the clock. Heard people online say it's the extra piece. Oops. Not for me though, that's an oops for you. Oops again. I threw there for a second. I don't know why I tried to be funny there. I thought I had a tactic and then I didn't. He didn't see it though, he was just playing rage moves anyway. How do I get 3, right? Because he can't, wait. I have to triangle. Now I can push this. Oh, he resigned? You don't want to give me checkmate? You're gonna make me play till I have less than 1 second on the clock and then resign? That's what you're gonna do? You're not gonna give me the satisfaction? Why am I throwing? How do I get my queen back? I just gotta come all the way back, right? I need him to separate his rooks. Like that, thank you. He's gonna blunder eventually. Alright. We did it. Wasn't pretty, but we got there. Just put my pieces back where they came from, that's fine. Or I wanted them anyway. This is a check. Is this a good check? Probably not. I'm doing it. Number 1 rule of chess, if you see check, play it. That's the rule. Bad rule. It's the rule. Well, he found the pin. Okay, my tactic has failed. Dang, man. I was holding pretty well for blundering my piece. But this is hard with no time. Sack everything. Always sack. But not this pawn. Important. Which do you take with? I think I can hold this to a draw. No, I got checkmated. I played the only losing move. If I go here, I'm fine. Ugh. Alright, this is the last game. What am I doing? I meant to take with the knight. Alright, whatever. I misclicked. Let's play some Halo. I didn't mean to take with the queen there. Hold on, I gotta go put batteries on the battery charger for when the ones on my controller die. I should have done that before I played. Ugh. Alright. Let's get back into the Depression Halo, just for Zippy. They're still around.
Naja, der war sowieso völlig veraltet. Das hier ist ein Mark 6. Kam heute Morgen frisch von Songnam rein. Ganz cool bleiben, bis Sie sich an die Neuerungen gewöhnt haben. Als erstes testen wir Ihre Zieleinrichtung. Blicken Sie auf das obere Licht, bitte. Gut. Blicken Sie jetzt auf das untere Licht. In Ordnung. Blicken Sie noch einmal auf das obere Licht. Und jetzt nochmal auf das untere. Okay.
Surely I can just first try the speedrun time I want now that I have world record, right?
Bewegen Sie sich, um ein Gefühl dafür zu kriegen. Wenn Sie fertig sind, treffen Sie mich beim Zapper.
Here it comes, right here. Still kind of hard to believe I got the record.
Passen Sie gut auf, denn ich erkläre das nur einmal. Hier werden Ihre wiederaufladbaren Energieschilde getestet. Die Schilde Ihres neuen Panzers sind extrem robust, sehr effizient. Bingo! Sehen Sie, die laden viel schneller wieder auf. Suchen Sie bei abfallender Schildenergiedeckung, bis sie wieder voll aufgeladen ist.
Oder er versteckt sich einfach hinter mir. Sind Sie fertig mit dem Jungen? Wo sind denn die Laufräder?
Sein Panzer funktioniert gut. Sie dürfen gehen, mein Junge, aber nicht vergessen, immer schön langsam.
Keine Bange, ich halte ihm die Hand.
Also, Johnson, wollen Sie mir nicht endlich erzählen, wie Sie es heil nach Hause geschafft haben?
Sorry, Guns. Das ist streng geheim.
Dann eben nicht. Tja, die Justierung Ihres A2-Zielfernrohrs können Sie dann erstmal vergessen.
Mann, der hat vielleicht eine Laune. Vielleicht hat er
Certainly did put in a grind. That's one of the hardest things I've ever grinded for, to be honest. Doing something every day for a year straight and like failing every day
In der
sucks.
Grundausbildung war das orbitale Verteidigungsnetz noch reine Theorie. Und jetzt das. Kairo ist nur eine von 300 geostationären Plattformen. Dieses MAB-Geschütz durchschlägt Schlachtschiffe der Allianz wie Butter.
But I did it.
Wenn die Athen und die Malta koordiniert feuern.
I mean, and it wasn't all failures. Like, I did get better. I got a new personal best, like, every once in a while. I slowly got better. I practiced some of the sections that were giving me trouble. I was definitely getting better over time. It just took a long time.
Man erfährt wenig, aber das wird bestimmt eine große Sache.
Alarm, Entertruppen unterwegs.
It's not even really the randomness that screws you up. There certainly is a ton of random elements, but you just need to be really consistent. You have to adapt to things, and you have to know all of the ways to adapt. It takes a ton of knowledge. It's more skill than randomness. It really is. I don't know. I think it takes away a lot from the top runners when you say it's all just RNG. Because you look at the times that the top runners have versus like the next tier of players, and they're minutes ahead of them. And it's not just randomness that's separating those top runners by multiple minutes. It's a very high skill curve. There certainly are like random things, but a huge part of the skill is being able to look at the randomness and adapt to it. Why is this dude just hiding? How is the Red Elite doing? Uh-oh.
Oh, die verlassen die Athen.
Cortana.
I mean, a lot of the ones that died to Jackal Snipes, like the ones on Gravemind, were because I missed a shot or I missed a swordfly. Like, yeah, maybe you could say it's random that sometimes that guy would have missed, and that part is random. But like, if I played better, it wouldn't have mattered. If I hit my swordfly first try, or if I hit my snipe first try, then I would be alive. So, I mean, there's random elements, and it's hard to expect perfection, but it really is true that many of the deaths are just mistakes. I thought he was gonna get on the turret. I mean, like, sometimes on Outskirts Beach, for example, you just get sniped, but even those are dodgeable. Sometimes in Metropolis tunnels, you just get sniped. But there's skill in looking at where he spawns, and there's a pattern to his firing. So he shoots once, and then he waits like 2 seconds, and then he shoots again. And like, when you know that, and you know where he's at, what you do is, you wait for the first shot, and then you drive in such a way so that by the time he's about to shoot his second shot, you make it so that you're blocked at that angle. So he's guaranteed to miss his second shot. And so you do subtle driving variations based on like where the Jackal is, so that you hide for slightly longer at different angles. So stuff like that, it doesn't make it where you're guaranteed to live, but it makes it where you're way more likely to live.
Naja, der war sowieso völlig veraltet. Das hier ist ein Mark 6, kam heute Morgen frisch von Songnam rein. Ganz cool bleiben, bis Sie sich an die Neuerungen gewöhnt haben. Als erstes testen wir Ihre Zieleinrichtung. Blicken Sie auf das obere Licht, bitte. Gut. Blicken Sie
Hard to
jetzt
see
auf das
from a
andere.
viewer perspective.
Ordnung.
Yeah, there
Blicken Sie
certainly
noch
are
einmal auf das
some
obere.
elements of the run that like
Und jetzt noch mal auf das untere.
the average viewer
Okay.
just doesn't really see.
Alles in Ordnung. Moment. Ich halte
There's
jetzt
complicated
den
checkpoint
Inhibitor.
manipulation at some points as well, but like, a lot of viewers think the checkpoints are random. They're not. They're not, I mean, again, there's some random things that affect them, but checkpoints themselves are very consistent. So, the things that make you miss a checkpoint are jumping and meleeing. So if you jump in melee for an entire level, you will never get a single checkpoint. And so knowing that, what it's actually doing is that's the combat check. So there's a few different checks. There's the speed check. If you're moving too quickly, you can't get a checkpoint. If you're in combat, you can't get a checkpoint. And that includes meleeing. If there are projectiles in the air, you won't get a checkpoint. That's part of the combat check. So, like if you're shooting or there's a plasma pistol in the air or there's needlers in the air, you're not going to get a checkpoint. If you're too close to an enemy, you won't get a checkpoint. But if your shields are too low, you won't get a checkpoint. So all of these things will block a checkpoint. But if you know where the checkpoints happen, you can just wait till you get shields and then walk past that line, and then you're guaranteed to get a checkpoint. Or you can just try to time it where you'll get the checkpoint when you want it. You also can't get a checkpoint within 7 seconds of a previous checkpoint. And because of that, sometimes if you just got a checkpoint where if you cross a line that triggers a checkpoint, and then you're driving really fast and then you cross another line that gives you a checkpoint, if you want that second checkpoint, sometimes you have to slow down intentionally so that you don't cross it before 7 seconds. You have to cross it at like 7.5 instead of 6.5. So on Metropolis I do that. At the waterfall section, you get a checkpoint right before the Wraith, but then you can also get a checkpoint right before or right after the waterfall. But if the Wraith checkpoint comes too late, then you get to the waterfall section too early, and then you won't get that checkpoint. So your options are to either YOLO and go fast and not get the checkpoint, or to wait and get it. If you wait and get it, you're not going to get early cycle though. So I don't know, there's a lot of gameplay that is around checkpoints. Mostly, I've just tried not to die, though. But you know there will be deaths in a legendary run, and having them be as close to the difficult sections as possible is part of the lineups that we do. You can also delay checkpoints. Most checkpoints aren't infinite delayable, but you can delay them for a few seconds, up to 7 seconds. So if you want to like save a checkpoint for a little bit later, you can slash your sword and melee, and by meleeing you delay the checkpoint, and then you can like save the checkpoint until right before a trick. Yeah, checkpoints in this game actually are really consistent, and they're well understood. It's just they seem random if you're like dealing with random gunfire and stuff. Or what your shield fluctuations are like going to be random from different runs.
Blicken Sie auf das obere Licht, bitte. Gut. Blicken Sie jetzt auf das untere Licht. In Ordnung. Blicken Sie noch einmal auf das obere Licht. Das war's. Und jetzt nochmal auf das untere. Okay. Alles in Ordnung. Moment. Ich schalte jetzt die Inhibitoren ab. Bewegen Sie sich, um ein Gefühl dafür zu kriegen. Wenn Sie fertig sind, treffen Sie mich beim Zapper. Passen Sie gut auf, denn ich erkläre das nur einmal. Hier werden Ihre wiederaufladbaren Energieschilde getestet. Die Schilde Ihres neuen Panzers sind extrem...
Nobody flies better than me. I mean, honestly, my sword flying isn't very good anymore. My sword flying used to be better. When I'm in form, I'm hitting them all, but there's like, I don't know, I've been missing a lot. These old man hands don't sword fly like they used to. I definitely used to be better. There was a period where I could hit like 100 in a row.
Also, Johnson, wollen Sie mir nicht endlich erzählen, wie Sie es heil nach Hause geschafft haben?
Sorry, Guns. Das ist streng geheim.
Dann eben nicht. Tja, die Justierung Ihres A2-Zielfernrohrs können Sie dann erstmal vergessen.
Mann, der hat vielleicht eine Laune.
Like, I have videos of me doing it on, like, Delta Halo and on Quarantine Zone. Of me, like, just sword flying off the turrets on Delta Halo, or the Sentinels on Quarantine Zone. And you can, there's the big room on Quarantine Zone. You guys might have seen me warm up that way. You can just fly off the Enforcers forever. I've had videos of me doing it for, like, actually, like, 70 or 80 in a row.
Dieses MAB-Geschütz durchschlägt Schlachtschiffe der Allianz wie Butter.
Hey, that's how I used to practice sword flying. I mean, that's still how I warm up with it, but I used to be better at it.
Schon den ganzen Morgen treffen Schiffe ein. Man erfährt wenig, aber das wird bestimmt eine große Sache.
Alarm, Entertruppen unterwegs. An alle, besetzt die Kampfstationen.
Ich könnte wirklich Ihre Hilfe brauchen. Ich sehe Sie.
Übung. Ich wiederhole, das ist keine Übung.
Come on. Come on, man. I love riding this train. How are my batteries looking? Are they at 2? I just saw your question, Nate Exile. The trick to walk through walls, I don't know if you're still here, but it was basically developed over time and then added to the speedrun. First, we figured out we could walk through walls in some places, and then we figured out how to recreate it consistently, and then we figured out, well, why not just try it in other places, and then we figured out kind of a broad scope of it, and it changed over time until we figured out how to add it to the speedrun. It just evolves over time.
In Ordnung. Blicken Sie noch einmal auf das obere Licht. Das war's. Und jetzt nochmal auf das untere. Okay. Alles in Ordnung. Moment. Ich schalte jetzt die Inhibitoren ab. Bewegen Sie sich, um ein Gefühl dafür zu kriegen. Wenn Sie fertig sind, treffen Sie mich beim Zapper. Passen Sie gut auf, denn ich erkläre das nur einmal. Hier werden Ihre wiederaufladbaren Energieschilde getestet. Die Schilde Ihres neuen Panzers sind extrem robust, sehr effizient. Bingo! Sehen Sie, die laden viel schneller wieder auf. Suchen Sie bei abfallender Schildenergiedeckung, bis sie wieder voll aufgeladen ist.
Oder er versteckt sich einfach hinter mir. Sind Sie fertig mit dem Jungen? Wo sind denn die Laufräder?
Sein Panzer funktioniert gut, Johnson. Also halten Sie sich zurück. Sie dürfen gehen, mein Junge. Aber nicht vergessen, immer schön langsam.
Keine Bange, ich halte ihm die Hand.
Also, Johnson, wollen Sie mir nicht endlich erzählen, wie Sie es heil nach Hause geschafft haben?
Sorry, Guns. Das ist streng geheim.
Dann eben nicht.
Alright. I think the first YouTube short and
Mann, der hat vielleicht eine Laune.
TikTok video I want to make is like maybe the history of ghosting. How long are shorts? Does anyone know?
Die Erde. Hab sie seit Jahren nicht gesehen.
How long is too long for a short? Should I just make that a full video? The history of like one trick on Cairo Station? I feel like that's like a short video, like a shorts video thing. But I could do I feel like I have a pretty good narrative in my mind already for like how to tell the story. It starts kind of like either the thumbnail or the clickbait is this forgotten trick became useful 10 years later or something like that because it was an old trick that got rediscovered. So you could just like use that narrative of like old stuff becomes useful, or just talk about this crazy glitch lets you walk through walls in Halo and explain it. I feel like both of those clickbait kind of would be catchy.
An alle, besetzt die Kampfstationen.
They rarely go over a minute, but they can be up to 3 minutes. I hate this game. Why did I restart? I should have reverted. We're riding the train again. Fuck it, man. We're riding the train all day. I don't care. Come on, ride a train. I want to get a good armory run. I'm committed to this, dang it.
Naja, der war sowieso völlig veraltet. Das hier ist ein Mark 6. Kam heute Morgen frisch von Songnam rein. Ganz cool bleiben, bis Sie sich an die Neuerungen gewöhnt haben. Als erstes testen wir Ihre Zieleinrichtung. Blicken Sie auf das obere Licht, bitte. Gut. Blicken Sie jetzt auf das untere Licht. In Ordnung. Blicken Sie noch einmal auf das obere Licht. Das war's. Und jetzt nochmal auf das untere. Okay. Alles in Ordnung. Moment. Ich schalte jetzt die Inhibitoren ab. Bewegen Sie sich, um ein Gefühl dafür zu kriegen. Wenn Sie fertig sind, treffen Sie mich beim Zapper. Passen Sie gut auf, denn ich erkläre das nur einmal. Hier werden Ihre wiederaufladbaren Energieschilde getestet. Die Schilde Ihres neuen Panzers sind extrem robust, sehr effizient. Bingo! Sehen Sie, die laden viel schneller wieder auf. Suchen Sie bei abfallender Schildenergiedeckung, bis sie wieder voll aufgeladen ist.
Oder er versteckt sich einfach hinter mir. Sind Sie fertig mit dem Jungen? Wo sind denn die Laufräder?
Sein Panzer funktioniert gut. Sie dürfen gehen, mein Junge, aber nicht vergessen, immer schön langsam.
Keine Bange, ich halte ihm die Hand.
Also, Johnson, wollen Sie mir nicht endlich erzählen, wie Sie es heil nach Hause geschafft haben?
Sorry, Guns. Das ist streng geheim.
Dann eben nicht. Tja, die Justierung Ihres A2-Zielfernrohrs können Sie dann erstmal vergessen.
Mann, der hat vielleicht eine Laune. Vielleicht hat ja Lord Hood vergessen, ihm eine Einladung zu schicken. Die Erde. Hab sie seit Jahren nicht gesehen. Bei meiner Grundausbildung war das orbitale Verteidigungsnetz noch reine Theorie. Und jetzt das. Kairo ist nur eine von 300 geostationären Plattformen. Dieses MAB-Geschütz durchschlägt Schlachtschiffe der Allianz wie Butter. Wenn die Athen und die Malta koordiniert feuern, kommt nichts heil an diesem Kampfverband vorbei. Schon den ganzen Morgen treffen Schiffe ein. Man erfährt wenig, aber das wird bestimmt eine große Sache.
Alarm, Entertruppen unterwegs. An alle, besetzt die Kampfstationen.
Come on.
Wir kriegen Ärger, Jungs.
Keine Übung. Ich wiederhole, das ist keine Übung.
Unsure. Alright, I'm keeping it. It's slow, but I bamboozled those enemies, and for that the run continues. Just imagine the surprise of those guys firing the final bullet that would be my demise, and I literally vanish out of existence. They would think they disintegrated me. They're throwing a party. Chief is dead. We can go home now. We don't have to blow up the ship. We can all survive. That's what they're saying to themselves. You're not the one I wanted to noob combo. And you're a grunt. I hate this game. If Chief was on the Athens, could he have saved it and Cairo? No. He couldn't save the Cairo and Athens. Why would he be able to save the Athens and Cairo? What kind of nonsense is that? He would have plot armor and the Athens would survive and everyone else would die.
Naja, der war sowieso völlig veraltet. Das hier ist ein Mark 6, kam heute Morgen frisch von Songnam rein. Ganz cool bleiben, bis sie sich an die Neuerungen gewöhnt haben. Als erstes testen wir ihre Zieleinrichtung.
Shadow Dragon.
Sie auf das obere Licht, bitte.
I don't know how to explain this to you, but
In Ordnung.
you can say this about literally any piece of media ever. What if the main characters didn't exist?
Alles in Ordnung. Moment. Ich halte jetzt
What kind of hypothetical is this? This is absurd.
Bewegen Sie sich, um ein Gefühl dafür zu kriegen. Wenn Sie fertig sind, treffen Sie mich beim Zapper. Passen Sie gut auf, denn ich erkläre das nur einmal. Hier werden Ihre wiederaufladbaren Energieschilde getestet. Die Schilde Ihres neuen Panzers sind extrem robust, sehr effizient. Bingo! Sehen Sie, die laden viel schneller wieder auf. Suchen Sie bei abfallender Schildenergiedeckung, bis sie wieder voll aufgeladen ist.
Oder er versteckt sich einfach hinter mir. Sind Sie fertig mit dem Jungen? Wo sind denn die Laufräder?
Sein Panzer funktioniert gut. Sie dürfen gehen, mein Junge, aber nicht vergessen, immer schön langsam.
Keine Bange, ich halte ihm die Hand.
Also, Johnson, wollen Sie mir nicht endlich erzählen, wie Sie es heil nach Hause geschafft haben?
Sorry, Guns. Das ist streng geheim.
Dann eben nicht. Tja, die Justierung Ihres A2-Zielfernrohrs können Sie dann erstmal vergessen.
Mann, der hat vielleicht eine Laune. Vielleicht hat ja Lord Hood vergessen, ihm eine Einladung zu schicken. Die Erde. Hab sie seit Jahren nicht gesehen. Bei meiner Grundausbildung war das orbitale Verteidigungsnetz noch reine Theorie. Und jetzt das. Kairo ist nur eine von 300 geostationären Plattformen. Dieses MAB-Geschütz durchschlägt Schlachtschiffe der Allianz wie Butter.
I hate it when that happens, winning, but I don't know if it has to do with luck. It's just a part of childhood, right? Everybody goes through that once or twice.
Schon den ganzen Morgen treffen Schiffe ein. Man erfährt wenig, aber das wird bestimmt eine große Sache.
Would Chief survive the explosion? I would think not. This feels like very much like the way 7- and 8-year-olds talk about their action figures. No, my action figure would survive on the sun! No, Goku would beat Superman.
Dies ist keine Übung. Ich wiederhole, das ist keine Übung. Hochtüren dicht machen.
landen die Athen.
Cortana, Lagebericht.
Die Explosion kam aus dem Inneren.
Goku would Kamehameha Spirit Bomb, instant Kamehameha
Dann muss hier auch eine sein.
transmission, teleport Superman out of existence.
Na los jetzt! Ist das eine Waffe oder eine Taschenlampe?
Keep dying.
Naja, der war sowieso völlig veraltet. Das hier ist ein Mark 6. Kam heute Morgen frisch von Songnam rein. Ganz cool bleiben, bis Sie sich an die Neuerungen gewöhnt haben. Als erstes testen wir Ihre Zieleinrichtung. Blicken Sie auf das obere Licht, bitte. Gut. Blicken Sie jetzt auf das untere Licht. In Ordnung. Blicken Sie noch einmal auf das obere Licht. Das war's. Und jetzt nochmal auf das untere. Okay. Alles in Ordnung. Moment. Ich schalte jetzt die Inhibitoren ab. Bewegen Sie sich, um ein Gefühl dafür zu kriegen. Wenn Sie fertig sind, treffen Sie mich beim Zapper. Passen Sie gut auf, denn ich erkläre das nur einmal. Hier werden Ihre wiederaufladbaren Energieschilde getestet. Die Schilde Ihres neuen Panzers sind extrem robust, sehr effizient. Bingo! Sehen Sie, die laden viel schneller wieder auf. Suchen Sie bei abfallender Schildenergie Deckung, bis sie wieder voll aufgeladen ist.
Oder er versteckt sich einfach hinter mir. Sind Sie fertig mit dem Jungen? Wo sind denn die Laufräder?
Sein Panzer funktioniert gut, Johnson. Also halten Sie sich zurück. Sie dürfen gehen, mein Junge. Aber nicht vergessen, immer schön langsam.
Keine Bange, ich halte ihm die Hand.
Also, Johnson, wollen Sie mir nicht endlich erzählen, wie Sie es heil nach Hause geschafft haben?
Sorry, Guns. Das ist streng geheim.
Dann eben nicht. Tja, die Justierung Ihres A2-Zielfernrohrs können Sie dann erstmal vergessen.
Mann, der hat vielleicht eine Laune. Vielleicht hat ja Lord Hood vergessen, ihm eine Einladung zu schicken. Die Erde. Hab sie seit Jahren nicht gesehen. Bei meiner Grundausbildung war das orbitale Verteidigungsnetz noch reine Theorie. Und jetzt das. Kairo ist nur eine von 300 geostationären Plattformen. Dieses MAB-Geschütz durchschlägt Schlachtschiffe der Allianz wie Butter. Wenn die Athen und die Malta koordiniert feuern, kommt nichts heil an diesem Kampfverband vorbei.
Shut up, Johnson. Talking about butter.
Schon den ganzen Morgen treffen Schiffe ein. Man erfährt wenig, aber das wird bestimmt eine große Sache.
That's what he says, and he says that it can cut through them like butter.
Alarm, Entertruppen unterwegs.
Instead of the English translation, which says it can cut clean through a Covenant capital ship, it's translated. It's translated there in German to say it'll cut through it like butter.
Vorsicht! Aufpassen! Das treibe ich raus!
Übung. Ich wiederhole.
Stop shooting at me, asshole. I'm tired of riding the train, but I really want to get. I want one good run out of Cairo with the train today, at least. So I'm gonna ride the train. I know it's tedious, but such is life when you set funny goals for yourself.
Naja, der war sowieso völlig veraltet. Das hier ist
Yeah,
Mark 6.
it hasn't been
Ganz
40,000
cool bleiben,
armory
bis sie sich
attempts
an die
though.
Neuerungen gewöhnt haben.
Als
Test
I also use the same timer for like ILs whenever I'm practicing like Gravemind starts. So there's like hundreds of like instant restarts, like 5 seconds at the start of Gravemind. And I also use these same splits for when I grinded without armory, just starting at Cairo. So it's still like 30,000 Kairos or something, but it's not quite 47,000. But yeah, it's the number of times I've reset. That is the number. It's a high number. When I started my grind, it was at 11,000 or 10,000, and all of the practice and full game stuff I did, now we're at 47. So, that's just like the last year and a half, basically. The vast majority of those are less than a minute, though, because the ghost on Cairo is less than a minute. I would say probably maybe not half, but most of, I mean, I know half and most mean the same thing, but a large percentage, maybe not half though, is just Cairo at the very start, like the first 40 seconds of Cairo or less. Maybe, probably more than half. Yeah, the more I think about it, I bet it's probably more, like slightly more than half, is like just the first 40 seconds of Cairo.
Vielleicht hat ja Lord Hood vergessen, ihm eine Einladung zu schicken. Die Erde. Hab sie seit Jahren nicht gesehen.
And then a large percentage of that is the first 10 seconds of Cairo. And then a sizable percentage of that is just me restarting twice at the first 1 second. Why reset in 10 seconds? Why lose time in 10 seconds? Like, if I mess, there's a trick at the very beginning of the run. If I mess it up, I have to restart. And I also try to do it very optimally. So the trick is to get 8 good bumps. Not every bump is a good bump. I need to move optimally. I need to be perfectly perpendicular to the box, and I need to be moving at maximum speed. I also need to not walk too far backwards, or if I touch the wall, it'll reset the trick. So I need to get max speed in a small little enclosed space, and I need to do it like perfectly flat. And if I don't do that 8 times in a row, I usually reset. So I have a lot of resets right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So those are all good bumps. The way I can tell if it's a good bump is the screen will be slightly different. It'll shake. Whenever you run into the box, it like lurches forward slightly. It gives it a little bit of a shake. And I count the number of times the screen shakes. If I don't get a screen shake, then I don't count that number. You'll probably notice it here. I probably won't get 9 in a row here. I usually don't. I'll count out loud. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, we're in.
In Ordnung. Wer hat sie wütend gemacht?
Ghosting's actually a lot harder than it looks. Once you're like good at the first one's super consistent. but to move the controller perfectly in a straight line on controller is not as easy as you might think.
Waffenschränke öffnen.
Will you die?
Oh, die
Yeah, the screen shakes are what I'm counting.
Cortana, Lagebericht.
Die Explosion kam aus dem Innern der Athen, genau wie bei der Malta. Die Allianz muss was zurückgelassen haben. Eine Bombe.
Verdammt, dann muss hier auch eine sein. Chief, suchen Sie die.
Los jetzt! Ist das eine Waffe oder eine Taschenlampe?
No, I should have lived there. Ugh, I can't get a good run. Yeah, Tantonic, you should have been a part of the Halo community back on the high-impact Halo days. That would, like, launching like that was the norm. So right now, you know, the glitching community is basically just a subset of the speedrunning community, right? Like, the glitchers are small, there's not that many of them. Back in the day, the glitchers were the big community, and the speedrunners were the small community. Like, speedrunning was a niche use of glitches. So there was tons of glitchers finding glitches all over the place, doing launches, doing out of maps, and that Warthog or that launching method where you like combine 5 grenades together, that's from like 2005. People have been doing that kind of stuff for a long time. People have launched the Scarab gun that way. They've launched all over everywhere.
Als erstes testen wir Ihre Zieleinrichtung. Blicken Sie auf das obere Licht, bitte. Gut. Blicken Sie jetzt auf das untere Licht. In Ordnung. Blicken Sie noch einmal auf das obere Licht. Das war's. Und jetzt nochmal auf das untere. Okay.
The glitching community was great back in the day. There was like a sense of rivalry that was like slightly toxic, but not like too toxic. And there was a sense of camaraderie where everyone wanted to like work together to do tricks. So like they would challenge each other, like launch on top of this building with the Ghost, do it with the Warthog, do it with the Spectre, do it with the Banshee, do it with the Wraith, do it with the tank. And then like all of those are like different methods and different techniques, because like launching a Ghost might be different than a Warthog, is definitely different than a tank. And so you have to come up with all these different methods, and then it's like, well, once you're up there, launch somewhere else, or then like, I don't know, like combine it and make it look cool, add some flair, do it from further away, do tower to tower, that kind of stuff. So there was a whole community of just like challenges and like new tricks and and like that's what bred the creativity. That's how a lot of the methods get discovered and came up with. Like you ask like how do people think of these things? Well, it comes from the challenge. Like you tell somebody launch a Warthog on top of a building, and then how do you do it? That's how you come up with the new technique. There was the challenge, and so we found out that you could combine 2 grenades at the same time with the overcharge, and that like now you can launch even higher. We already knew about the Sputnik skull. There's another thing, like if you're in a Warthog and other people are inside, like the turret and the passenger, you go even higher. So you learn things like that, and then you combine all this, and then you just start launching.
Wenn die Athen und die Malta koordiniert feuern, kommt nichts heil an diesem Kampfverband vorbei. Schon den ganzen Morgen treffen Schiffe ein.
And people did the same in multiplayer and campaign. So there was a campaign community and a multiplayer community. And a lot of the multiplayer community like the getting out of the maps. Like the challenge was to like get out of Zanzibar or get out of burial mounds or do different like. There was also launching. You could like launch from base to base was a pretty cool challenge. Or like launch a warthog from like coag from one end to the other kind of stuff. Multiplayer had a lot of really cool glitches. I was actually more into multiplayer glitches than I was campaign. I was a glitcher before I was a speedrunner. I loved multiplayer glitches. I loved getting out of the maps and all of that stuff. And that led me to High Impact Halo, which led me to the campaign glitching, which led me to the speedrun glitching.
Dies ist keine Übung. Ich wiederhole, das ist keine Übung.
Will you stop throwing so many dang grenades?
Waffenschränke.
Oh oh, die verlassen die Athen.
Cortana,
Yeah, that was a cool trick,
Explosiven
Christian.
kamen aus dem Innern der Athen, genau wie bei der Malta. Die Allianz muss was zurückgelassen haben. Eine Bombe.
Verdammt, dann muss hier auch eine
You wanna know something wild?
Suchen Sie die.
Me and Anacade were the first to discover that you could clone equipment and like get so many of them. We did it on Valhalla first with trip mines and bubble shields in the beta. I can find that video actually. Fuck, actually I'm gonna find it. Let's go down memory lane. I know what this video was called. I can find it. I know where it's at. Let's go down memory lane. Oh, we've got music on it too. Okay, I gotta put the link in chat. I don't want to play the music on stream because I don't want to get DMCA'd and demonetized on YouTube. But what's the date on this? August 9th, 2007. That was during the beta. I'll play it without sound. But you how do I play YouTube? Okay, I can do that, right? I gotta be fast here. Here we go. Check this out. We got an intro. Look at all the bubble shields. Oh, more bubble shields. More bubble shields. Bubble shield madness. KSI Boofass was my old gamer tag, by the way. That's me. This is me spamming all the bubble shields. August 9th, 2007. 18 years ago, that video was made. That actually does work at Snader. If you use the Acrophobia skull, you can fly fast, and you can ghost. Man, me and Annika played so much of the beta. We found glitches on like all the maps. We were some of the first people out of Valhalla. Glitching during the Halo 3 beta was so cool. People found a glitch to get into custom games. That's crazy. Like, so we weren't supposed to have the ability to play custom games. We were only supposed to be able to play matchmaking. And the matchmaking playlist was only like 3 maps. And you only had like 3 game types or whatever, and so like it was pretty limited. But people found a glitch that allowed you to get into custom games during the Halo 3 beta, and so you could now like change the game types and change the. It didn't give you extra maps. There were still only 3 maps, but you could explore more and you could do stuff on your own terms and you could do glitches and you could like have fun and make custom games. Like obviously custom games are different than matchmaking. And the way to do it was you needed 17 people. And so the party maximum in Halo 3 is 16 players. And so if a 17th player tries to join, they can't. But there was a thing where if one party had like 10 players and another party had 7 players, if the host from one joined the other, it would combine the lobbies, and one person would have to get kicked out. And when it kicked that person out, it would kick them into the custom game lobby for some reason. And so from there, they would be able to start a custom game. And then, but it would only be them. Only that person would be able to do it. So then everybody would join that guy, and he would be host, and everyone would then also be in the custom game lobby. So the only way to, and then if you left, if you got kicked or whatever, if you left, then you could get the custom game lobby yourself. So it spread like a virus, where the only way you could play it is if somebody on your friends list was currently in a custom game. And so you always wanted to have at least one person active on your friends list in a custom game, or you had to redo the whole thing with 17 players. Because that was never, like, it was way easier just to, okay, bye Johnson.
Cairo ist nur eine von 300 geostationären Plattformen. Dieses MAB-Geschütz durchschlägt Schlachtschiffe der Allianz wie Butter. Wenn die Athen und die Malta koordiniert feuern, kommt nichts heil an diesem Kampfverband vorbei. Schon den ganzen Morgen treffen Schiffe ein. Man erfährt wenig, aber das wird bestimmt eine große Sache.
Alarm, Entertruppen unterwegs. An alle, besetzt die Kampfstationen.
Let me end this dang door video game.
Dies ist keine Übung. Ich wiederhole, das ist keine Übung.
Alright, I'm keeping it.
Mann, hast du Sprüche drauf?
Hochführen dich mal.
Really hoping he'd be weak. the hell's a plasma pistol, dude? I hate this game. I can't get out of Cairo. I think I understand why you don't do both hanger skips because of the sword for like 3 minutes. Yeah, you don't get a sword and it's not faster even if you did get the sword. It takes like 100 bumps to do. It's just not fast. My fastest hanger clears are faster than I've ever seen anybody get the ghost. Because it's at a weird angle, like the other ghosts that you've seen me do are at like back and forth. This one is at like a 90-degree angle. Like the wall I'm bumping off of is next to the door, so for some reason it takes way more bumps, and it takes literally 100. And you can't even, you don't get visual cues the same way. It's not like as obvious that you're getting good bumps, so you don't even actually know it's working. So you just have to like line up with a pixel and run into the wall for about 1 minute and 10 seconds, and then hope that it worked. That's how Hanger 2 skip works. That's our current like setup of it. It's really bad. It's like a terrible trick. My lineup is basically like I look at the ground, I look at it like a pixel on the wall, and then I just walk back and forth for like 1.5 minutes. And I don't even count. I just look. I literally do it based on the clock. I just look at the clock because counting to like 100 is way less fun than just like using the clock.
Bingo! Sehen Sie, die laden viel schneller wieder auf. Suchen Sie bei abfallender Schildenergiedeckung, bis sie wieder voll aufgeladen ist.
Oder er versteckt sich einfach hinter mir. Sind Sie fertig mit dem Jungen? Wo sind denn die Laufräder?
Sein Panzer funktioniert gut, Johnson. Also halten Sie sich zurück. Sie dürfen gehen, mein Junge. Aber nicht vergessen, immer schön langsam.
Keine Bange, ich halte ihm die Hand.
Also, Johnson, wollen Sie mir nicht endlich...
It also sucks to do. 1 minute of ghosting straight is terrible.
Streng geheim.
It's a terrible trick.
Tja, die Justierung Ihres A2-Zielfernrohrs können Sie dann erstmal...
It would need to save a lot more time. If it saved time at all, it would need to save like minutes for me to even consider it. Like, it would need to be like a 10-minute time save for me to sit there and bash my head for 1 minute straight. I'm not trying to do that. I'd rather change the category, get rid of ghosting entirely.
Und jetzt das. Kairo ist nur eine von 300 geostationären Plattformen. Dieses MAB-Geschütz durchschlägt Schlachtschiffe der Allianz wie Butter. Wenn die Athen und die Malta koordiniert feuern, kommt nichts heil an diesem Kampfverband vorbei.
Ghosting was one of the major reasons I stopped speedrunning, like in 2016 or whatever that was. I don't like the trick. The only reason I came back and learned speedrunning again was because the Moist Critical challenge. That made me motivated to learn ghosting for Cairo Station. So I got better at it, but I still don't like the trick. So I guess in a roundabout way, it's Moist Critical's fault that I came back to Halo 2 Legendary. Oh, come on. I'm going back to... I'm just gonna keep riding the train, man. Actually, you know what? I'll show you the co-op route. You wanna see the co-op route? Since you're asking about co-op.
sagten.
Alarm.
Did I choose easy or did I accidentally choose legendary?
Alarm. Entertruppen unterwegs.
Watch this.
Hier drin wird's langsam heiß.
Nothing's happening yet. Something will happen soon. First, I'm gonna damage myself with my little battle rifle.
Alle. Besetzt die Kampfstationen.
I'm gonna trade my teammate. Now I'm meleeing to delay my teammate from respawning. Now I just clipped through the first door without having the ghost.
Das ist keine Übung.
Verfluchter Idiot!
Now instead of having the ghost here.
Dummer kleiner...
Oh, I didn't make it. Why didn't I make it?
Wir warten, bis sie zu uns kommen!
Hochtüren dicht machen.
Basta!
Oh, I forgot to jump. It still worked. Now I skipped Hangar 2.
Genau das, was Sie hier noch brauchen. Ein Haufen.
Get up there. Oh, come on, get up there. Single player.
Naja, der war sowieso völlig veraltet. Das hier ist ein Mark 6. Kam heute Morgen frisch von Songnam rein. Ganz cool bleiben, bis Sie sich an die Neuerungen gewöhnt haben. Als erstes testen
Yeah, I
wir
have a
die
Cairo
Einrichtung.
co-op time.
Blicken Sie auf das obere Licht, bitte. Gut, blicken Sie jetzt auf das untere Licht. In Ordnung. Blicken Sie noch einmal auf das obere Licht. Das war's. Und jetzt nochmal auf das untere. Okay. Alles in Ordnung.
It's on my YouTube channel.
Moment. Ich schalte jetzt die Inhibitoren ab. Bewegen Sie sich, um ein Gefühl dafür zu kriegen. Wenn Sie fertig sind, treffen Sie mich beim Zapper.
Have you not seen my any % runs, Fortune?
Passen Sie gut auf, denn ich erkläre das
I
nur
d-
einmal.
I have a run where I do the first half of it with
Energieschilde getestet.
co-op
Die
tricks.
Schilde Ihres neuen Panzers sind extrem robust, sehr effizient. Bingo! Sehen Sie, die laden viel schneller wieder auf. Suchen Sie bei abfallender Schildenergiedeckung, bis sie wieder voll aufgeladen ist.
Oder er versteckt sich einfach hinter mir.
You haven't seen the speedrun where I turned into a phantom?
Wo sind denn die Laufräder?
Sein Panzer funktioniert gut, Johnson, also halten Sie sich zurück. Sie dürfen gehen, mein Junge, aber nicht vergessen, immer schön langsam.
Keine Bange. Ich hab
Yeah,
ihn
I mean,
gehabt.
so yeah, use co-op AUP tricks there on
Also, Johnson,
for the whole first half of
wollen
that
Sie mir
run.
nicht endlich erzählen, wie Sie es heil nach Hause geschafft haben?
Sorry, Guns. Das ist streng geheim.
Dann eben nicht. Tja, die Justierung Ihres A2-Zielfernrohrs können...
I think Kairo's like a 3-minute. Can't remember
Mann, der
exactly.
hat vielleicht eine Laune. Vielleicht hat ja Lord Hood vergessen, mir meine Einladung zu schicken. Die Erde. Hab sie seit Jahren nicht gesehen.
Jeffrey, please type
Bei
less.
meiner Grundausbildung war das orbitale Verteidigungsnetz noch reine Theorie. Und jetzt das. Kairo ist nur eine von 300 geostationären Plattformen. Dieses MAB-Geschütz durchschlägt Schlachtschiffe der Allianz wie Butter.
This is the second day in a row you've come in and you've just typed the first thing that popped into your head like this is your journal. And I don't want to read it all day, to be honest. I'm tired this morning. I already drank my Red Bull and I'm still tired.
Man erfährt wenig, aber das wird bestimmt eine große Sache.
Can't do it today.
Alarm! Enter-Truppen unterwegs.
Do I still have a bunch of IL records? I do. I actually just made a command for it yesterday. Exclamation mark records. And I have a playlist for easy and legendary.
Keine Übung. Ich wiederhole, das ist keine Übung.
Alright, let's go.
Hochtüren dicht machen. Waffenschränke öffnen.
Alright, out of the first room. Yeah, I remember Naked Eli. I actually know him in real life. I see him not super often because he lives in LA, but I see him kind of often.
Allianz muss was zurückgelassen haben. Eine Bombe.
Verdammt, dann muss hier auch eine sein. Chief, suchen Sie die.
It's a small world. He lives next door to one of my friends.
Na los jetzt! Ist das eine Waffe oder eine Taschenlampe?
One of my friends texted me and was like, "Hey, do you know this guy?" And he told me his first and last name. And I was like, that name doesn't sound familiar. And he was like, he says he knows you from Halo. And I was like, well, what's his gamer tag? And he told me the gamer tag. And I was like, well, of course I know Naked Eli. But his name's not even Eli. His real life name's not Eli. We've been misled. Didn't Xbox ban him because of his name? Yeah, but that wasn't why he retired. People like don't understand that whole situation. That was blown out of proportion. Like, they made him change his gamer tag. They didn't ban him. They didn't stop him from making videos, and they didn't like cancel his Xbox account or anything. They just made him. They just make you change your gamer tag. But he was already like done content creating at that point anyway in his life. And his real name isn't even Eli, so it's like it's not even that big of a deal. He was just annoyed at the apparent hypocrisy that some achievement names could have the word naked in them from some games. And he was saying that it's not a swear word. And he's right, it's not. But also, like, it wasn't that big of a deal. Oh, he's retired? Like, from content creation. He hasn't made... I don't think he's uploaded a video in, like, 10 years, maybe. He's been away for a long time. He used to upload, like, tutorials and content guides and stuff. But he hasn't been making videos in a very long time.
Die Sache ist dringend, Chief.
Schüttelt es ab, Marines! Absturzstelle räumen! Los, los, los!
Jeffrey, you don't have any more warnings. The next nonsense message you type is going to have you removed from the channel. Please stop. If you want to hang out and be normal, that's cool, but whatever you're doing is just annoying. Oh, come on. I didn't even get the checkpoint. Come on.
Schüttelt es ab, Marines!
That's so annoying. I punched him in the back, man. Finally made it out of Cairo and we go right back.
Naja, der war sowieso völlig veraltet. Das hier ist ein Mark 6, kam heute Morgen frisch von Songnam rein. Ganz cool bleiben, bis Sie sich an die Neuerungen gewöhnt haben. Als erstes testen wir Ihre Zieleinrichtung. Blicken Sie auf das obere Licht, bitte. Gut, blicken Sie jetzt auf das untere Licht. In Ordnung. Blicken Sie noch einmal auf das obere Licht. Das war's. Und jetzt nochmal auf das untere. Okay. Alles in Ordnung. Moment. Ich schalte jetzt die Inhibitoren ab. Bewegen Sie sich, um ein Gefühl dafür zu kriegen. Wenn Sie fertig sind, treffen Sie mich beim Zapper. Passen Sie gut auf, denn ich erkläre das nur einmal. Hier werden Ihre wiederaufladbaren Energieschilder getestet.
I don't know, I think naked is a perfectly normal word, but when you're describing a person, the name Eli, now it's no longer just naked, as in like the naked truth or something like that. It's a naked person. And I think making your name like a naked person is like slightly crossing the line of evoking like sexual imagery, right? It's not necessarily, but I see why the name could get you told to change it. It's not that big of a deal. It doesn't matter.
Wollen Sie mir nicht endlich erzählen, wie Sie es heil nach Hause geschafft haben?
Sorry, Guns. Das ist streng geheim.
Dann eben nicht. Tja, die Justierung Ihres A2-Zielfernrohrs können Sie dann erstmal vergessen.
Mann, der hat vielleicht eine Laune. Vielleicht hat ja Lord Hood vergessen, ihm eine Einladung zu schicken. Die Erde. Hab sie seit Jahren nicht gesehen. Bei meiner Grundausbildung war das orbitale Verteidigungsnetz noch reine Theorie. Und jetzt das. Kairo ist nur eine von 300 geostationären Plattformen. Dieses MAB-Geschütz durchschlägt Schlachtschiffe der Allianz wie Butter. Wenn die Athen und die Malta koordiniert feuern, kommt nichts heil an diesem Kampfverband vorbei. Schon den ganzen Morgen treffen Schiffe.
I know that, West Stairs, but whenever Microsoft is clamping down on their censorship with like random robots policing like swear words and stuff, I don't blame them for like slight overreach. A lot of people try to sneak some crazy names in, you know.
Alarm, Entertruppen unterwegs.
I don't think it's that big of a deal.
Lasst sie nicht entkommen! Ja!
Alle, betreten die Kampfstationen.
Das treibe ich raus!
Master, I don't know why you got auto-modded, but when you do, like, your first instinct should never be to check why. Just, like, move on, man. I don't know. I don't want you, like, spam testing my auto-mod in my chat. That's crazy. I don't know. It was probably the word naked, which is what got Eli's name banned by Microsoft, is probably also getting your name removed by Automod. I don't know, just in general, people do this all the time, and this is a general public service announcement. If you, like, try to type a banned word, if your immediate response is then to type that same word but with a filter, like with replacing the letter with a number, or like testing the limits of the filter, don't do that. Like, why are you doing that? Like, it's fine if it's your own chat and you want to, like, figure it out, like, for testing settings, but, like, in somebody else's chat, that's crazy.
Naja, der war sowieso völlig veraltet. Das hier ist ein Mark 6. Kam heute Morgen frisch von Songnam rein. Ganz cool bleiben.
Yeah, that's another one that everyone does that's frustrating as a streamer, Johnny. I know I'm just complaining and being grumpy. I'm kind of grumpy I'm stuck at the start of the game and I'm just ranting, but still, like, that is one that definitely is behavior I wish wasn't so prevalent. You ban somebody and then immediately everybody in chat says, "What did he say? What did he say?" What do you mean, what did he say? He just got banned! Shut up! Like, why are you giving this guy attention? Like, he got banned.
Passen Sie gut auf, denn ich erkläre das nur einmal. Hier werden Ihre wiederaufladbaren Energieschilder getestet.
Talking about ban chatters in general, like, when somebody gets banned, it's like, they got banned usually because they're attention seeking. Like, they're like spamming the chat with a bunch of symbols or swear words, or they're trying to like get, like, they're rage baiting, trying to get under my skin. And so, like, when I ban them and then Twitch chat immediately just becomes only about them, it's like, yeah, okay guys, cool, you let him win. Like, now you're only talking, oh, my controller died. It's like, now you're talking about the troll. Like, I banned him silently, I said nothing about him, and then now Twitch chat is only talking about him. You defeat the purpose of me silently ignoring trolls. But I have to swap my batteries because my controller just died. Yo, Vinny, thank you. Have I heard of Ruby's rebalance? I have. I don't really care about any rebalance mods. I kind of disagree with the whole idea that any of the games need rebalanced. Like, I feel like one of the first things rebalance people do is change the snipers on Legendary. Like, for some reason people really don't want the snipers to be one hit. So they rebalance the game and say they're now 2-hit. They just make you one shot. But like, why? If you want the game to be easier, just play heroic. I don't want the game to be easier. If anything, I want a rebalance game that makes the game harder. I want more enemies, harder enemies, better AI. Like, I don't know. The game is prestigious because it's hard. The second you make anything like balanced in the sense that you make it easier, you've completely defeated the point of Legendary. No, fairer is easier. Fairer is not. There isn't unfair parts in this game. It's hard on purpose. Whenever you select it from the main menu, it says you're going to die. It says this is suicide. It's supposed to be hard. You're supposed to die.
Passen Sie gut auf, denn ich erkläre das nur einmal. Hier werden Ihre wiederaufladbaren Energieschilde getestet. Die Schilde Ihres neuen Panzers sind extrem robust, sehr effizient. Bingo! Sehen Sie, die laden viel schneller.
I'm not sure what you mean by that, Fortune.
Suchen Sie bei abfallender Schildenergiedeckung, bis sie wieder voll aufgeladen ist.
Oder er versteckt sich einfach hinter mir. Sind Sie fertig mit dem Jungen? Wo sind denn
You're
die
probably
Abfänger?
thinking of Halo 2 Uncut by Vengeful Badam, Riflejack. That's a cool mod.
Sie dürfen gehen, mein Junge, aber nicht vergessen, immer schön langsam.
Keine Bange, ich halte ihm die Hand.
Also, Johnson, wollen Sie mir nicht endlich erzählen, wie Sie es heil nach Hause geschafft haben?
Sorry, Guns. Das ist streng geheim.
Dann eben nicht. Tja, die Justierung Ihres A2-Zielfernrohrs können Sie dann erstmal...
Mann, der hat vielleicht eine Laune. Vielleicht hat ja Lord Hood vergessen, ihm eine Einladung zu schicken. Die Erde. Hab sie seit Jahren nicht gesehen.
There aren't weapons that are completely useless in Halo 2 Sandbox. I pick up every single weapon in the game during the speedrun. Actually, sometimes I don't pick up the brute shot, but we all know the brute shot isn't useless. It has increased melee damage and it has a cool ricochet. And sometimes I do pick it up, but every single weapon gets picked up in this run. Which one's useless?
Kommt nichts heil an diesem Kampfverband vorbei.
Why do they need rebalanced? And also, bad weapons are allowed to exist. The idea that every weapon has to be created with a use in mind is wrong. You're pigeonholing the players. Like, it is cool that weapons have different uses, that's what you want, but to say that every weapon has to be good at something and no weapons can be bad is insane. Like, bad weapons are, like, essential because it makes for situations where you fight your way back. It makes for situations where that's the only gun you have and that's what you have to use, and that makes for compelling gameplay, even if it's slightly unfair. It also, like, it just allows for more expression of gameplay where you can, like, do custom games with, like, different types of things. So you should have, like, different, like, modes of fire and things like that for different, like, custom game mechanics. But, like, the idea that, like, you can't have some guns be slightly bad is, like, just not right. And the idea that every gun should, like, be best at something is weird. Like, you shouldn't tell the players how to use the guns. You should give them weapons that have strengths and weaknesses and, like, let them choose. You shouldn't be making guns with use cases in mind, like, where players have to use this for this use case and they have to use this for this use case. I think it really just doesn't make for, like, player creativity. And every weapon is used in the speedrun, so every weapon does have a use. I don't think they really need that much rebalancing. Well, there aren't any turrets you can rip out of the ground and turn into like holdable turrets in this game, Patrick? That's a Halo 3 feature. I don't really know that it is though, Crash. During a normal playthrough, you use almost every single weapon. You're practically forced to.
Naja, der war sowieso völlig veraltet. Das hier ist ein Mark 6. Kam heute Morgen frisch von Songnam rein. Ganz cool bleiben, bis sie sich an die Neuerungen gewöhnt haben. Als erstes testen wir Ihre Zieleinrichtung. Blicken Sie auf das obere Licht, bitte. Gut. Blicken Sie
You
jetzt auf das
start
untere.
Gravemind with a Needler, so you're like guaranteed that you're going to be using the Needler.
Und jetzt nochmal auf das untere. Okay.
You have the pistol at the start of Cairo Station. You're not guaranteed to use it, but you're kind of likely to.
Bewegen Sie sich, um ein Gefühl dafür zu kriegen.
You have the pistol on... you start the pistol on... No, you don't. Nowhere else, I guess. So I guess the pistol's the real least used one, but you are kind of likely to use it on Cairo.
Energieschilde getestet. Die Schilde Ihres neuen Panzers sind extrem robust, sehr effizient. Bingo! Sehen Sie, die laden viel schneller wieder auf.
You're also, I guess, kind of likely to use it on Outskirts.
Suchen Sie bei abfallender Schildenergiedeckung, bis sie wieder voll aufgeladen ist.
Oder er versteckt sich einfach hinter mir. Sind Sie fertig mit dem Jungen? Wo sind denn die Laufräder?
Sein Panzer funktioniert gut, Johnson, also halten Sie sich zurück. Sie dürfen gehen, mein Junge, aber nicht vergessen, immer schön langsam.
But like a game having a pistol that is like a slightly bad weapon is fine. That's like normal. That's what I expect from the pistol, to be honest. Right? That's why it's your sidearm. You have your primary weapon, which is like probably a battle rifle, a sniper, a rocket, and then you have your sidearm, which would be your pistol. Like, I would expect that gun to be slightly worse than my other gun.
Die Erde. Hab sie seit Jahren nicht gesehen. Bei meiner Grundausbildung war das orbitale Verteidigungsnetz noch reine Theorie. Und jetzt das. Kairo ist nur eine von 300 geostationären Plattformen. Dieses MAB-Geschütz durchschlägt Schlachtschiffe der Allianz wie Butter.
I use the pistol on Outskirts, but yeah, it does get used.
Schon den ganzen Morgen treffen Schiffe ein. Man erfährt wenig, aber das wird bestimmt eine große Sache.
Alarm! Entertruppen unterwegs. Alle, besetzt die Kampfstationen.
I just use the SMG right here. Right here. I also use it on Outskirts.
Dies ist keine Übung. Ich wiederhole, das ist keine Übung.
Sometimes I use the SMG in this room. If there's an Ultra or Elite or an Elite that pushes up and I get stuck in the stairs, then sometimes I'll SMG them to break their shields. Because the SMG is actually pretty good at breaking the Elite shields. Yeah, the SMG or like combo is actually stronger in 1.0 than the newer versions.
Cortana, Lagebericht.
Die Explosion kam aus dem Innern der Athen, genau wie bei der Malta. Die Allianz muss was zurückgelassen haben. Eine Bombe.
Verdammt, dann muss hier auch eine sein. Chief, suchen Sie die.
Na los jetzt! Ist das eine Waffe oder eine Katze?
Come on, man. I can't get a run out of Cairo, and when I do, I die on outskirts. I'm losing it here. Today's been reset heavy. I'm already 2 hours in on stream. Holy cow. I haven't done anything. I've ranted and complained and threatened to ban people. That's all I've done.
Naja, der war sowieso völlig veraltet. Das hier ist ein Mark 6, kam heute Morgen frisch von Songnam rein. Ganz cool bleiben, bis Sie sich an die Neuerungen gewöhnt haben. Als erstes testen wir Ihre Zieleinrichtung. Blicken Sie auf das obere Licht, bitte. Gut. Blicken Sie jetzt auf das untere Licht. In Ordnung. Blicken Sie noch einmal auf das obere Licht. Das war's. Und jetzt nochmal auf das untere. Okay. Alles in Ordnung. Moment. Ich schalte jetzt die Inhibitoren ab. Bewegen Sie sich, um ein Gefühl dafür zu kriegen. Wenn Sie fertig sind, treffen Sie mich beim Zapper.
Halo CE combat, you can kill everything with the plasma pistol. Plasma pistol is like the strongest weapon casually for a Halo CE clear. You can literally go through every single fight by just spamming right trigger. You can take out elites, grunts, jackals. You don't really want to fight hunters with it, but you can.
Oder versteckt sich einfach hinter mir. Sind Sie fertig mit dem Jungen? Wo sind denn die Laufräder?
Sein Panzer funktioniert gut, Johnson. Also
I don't
halten Sie
know.
sich
To
zurück.
say that CE is like way better balanced, I think is crazy because it's just way too easy. You can literally just run through with the plasma pistol. What in my like a pistol weapon should be one of the weakest weapons in the game, and you can take out every single enemy in the game with it.
Das ist streng geheim.
Dann eben nicht.
It's very, very strong.
Die Justierung Ihres A2-Zielfernrohrs können Sie dann erstmal vergessen.
Mann, der hat vielleicht eine Laune. Vielleicht hat ja Lord Hood vergessen, ihm eine Einladung zu schicken. Die Erde. Hab sie seit Jahren nicht gesehen. Bei meiner Grundausbildung war das orbitale Verteidigungsnetz noch reine Theorie. Und
Yeah, and also you have practically infinite ammo.
eine von 300 geostationären
What do you mean you won't make it through everything with it? You basically will. Where won't you make it? Library where you get a shotgun, which is also practically infinite ammo, and you just shotgun everything. What do you mean it doesn't have good range? It's insane range.
Man erfährt wenig, aber das wird bestimmt eine große Sache.
You can shoot them from way before they can shoot you. You also don't need good range because if you spam it fast enough, once you break their shield for elites, they stun. So you can just use it as you like walk towards an elite, you just spam it, and by the time you get to them, they stun, they stagger, and then you can just keep shooting them or punch them or do whatever. I don't know, the plasma pistol is like insanely OP in Halo 1.
Übung. Ich wiederhole, das ist keine Übung.
Yeah, but you're over here talking about things like balance and stuff, as if that's why one game's better than the other. It's okay to prefer one of the games and just say it's fun. But to say that the reason is balance, as if one game is more balanced than the other, that's the part I'm disagreeing with. I don't care which Halo, like, you find the combat flow more fun from. I don't agree that Halo 1 is more balanced for the Legendary. I think it has like 2 hard sections and everything else is trivialized by the plasma pistol. The TNR lift fight can be legitimately hard if you're not prepared to throw grenades. And 2 betrayals can be legitimately hard. And everything else is just plasma pistol and shotgun.
Die Explosion kam aus dem Innern der Athen, genau wie bei der Malta. Die Allianz muss was zurückgelassen haben. Eine Bombe.
Verdammt, dann muss hier auch eine sein. Chief, suchen Sie die.
Ist das eine Waffe oder eine Tasche?
Yeah, and also there's a skip in the modern speedrun that skips all of 2 betrayals, but I'm talking more for like the general experience, the feel of the Legendary campaign. Why did my teammate just throw a grenade at me? Like, I'm talking if you try to go through the level and generally kill the enemies. Maybe speedrun it, but just by shooting people.
Hey, kann das sein? Hat die Malta die Eindringlinge schon verjagt?
Malta, wie ist Ihr Status? Sir, Eindringlinge im Feuerkontrollzentrum, die haben eine Bombe.
Ist sie zu entschärfen? Ich glaube es nicht. Ziehen Sie zurück. Wir haben gewonnen. Die Kreuzer vor. Schaltet sie nacheinander aus. Sie die Bombe. Zweite Echelon. Im Lauf. Kümmert euch um die Träger. Cortana, Ziele
Die
aussuchen
Schiffe
und
sind in
Feuer
der
frei.
Todeszone. 13 Kreuzer, 2 Sturmträger. Jetzt wird's laut.
Hey, das ist übel. Wird nicht übel.
Don't kill me! No! I cannot get out of this beginning. It's not possible. Yeah, but the game exists and it's popular. Devs make mistakes all the time. Double shotting's a mistake. Super bouncing, mistake. Sword flying's a mistake. People fondly remember these games because of all of those things I listed. People fondly remember this game for getting outside of the map. That was a mistake. The devs' intentions have nothing to do with how enjoyable a game is. Also, there's many developers who have lucked into making very good games. I'm not saying this is necessarily the case with Halo, but it is the case with kind of every game ever. But one of the games I play, Killer Queen, for example, I know the developers personally. They've made Killer Queen, the game that I love, and they've also made some other games, and they just got straight up lucky with the game they made. From a competitive standpoint, they don't understand the game at all. They go to tournaments and they show up and they support us sometimes, and sometimes they play in them, but they're not competitive players. They literally do not understand the mechanics of the game. They're the developers, they created it, but they straight up do not understand the core mechanics of how the game is played. So I mean, like, to pretend like the developer intention is divine, I just don't care about.
Energieschilder getestet. Die Schilde ihres neuen Panzers sind extrem robust, sehr effizient. Bingo! Sehen Sie, die laden viel schneller wieder auf.
And you might say, oh, but maybe they worked on a different part. Maybe that wasn't theirs. No, this is a 2-man team. 2 people made this game. I know both developers who made this game. So, like,
Wo sind denn die Laufräder?
Sein Panzer funktioniert gut. Sie
I don't
dürfen
know.
gehen, mein Junge. Aber
Actually, I'm grumpy with the devs all the time in Killer Queen. Those guys make me mad. Like every time I hang out with them, I'm grumpy at them.
Wollen Sie mir nicht endlich erzählen, wie Sie es heil nach Hause geschafft haben?
Sorry, Guns. Das ist streng geheim.
Dann eben
You
nicht.
move to a new city and there's KQ nearby. Nice, Nathan. Check it out. It's fun.
Mann, der hat vielleicht eine Laune. Vielleicht hat ja Lord Hood vergessen, ihm eine Einladung zu schicken. Die Erde. Hab sie seit Jahren nicht gesehen. Bei meiner Grundausbildung war das orbitale Verteidigungsnetz noch reine Theorie. Und jetzt das. Kairo ist nur eine von 300 geostationären
Yeah, Crash, but why just don't play Legendary then?
Schlägt Schlachtschiffe der Allianz wie
I don't know. It tells you in the menu that the game's gonna be hard. The reason Halo 2 is the most prestigious speedrun I'm doing right now is because the game is hard. The reason you guys are watching me in more numbers than easy is because the game is hard. Like, it's not a bad thing that the game is hard.
Schon den ganzen Morgen treffen Schiffe ein.
Yes, it is frustrating to die, but I don't know, it's one of the most popular games of all time is Dark Souls, and the whole point of that game is to die. It's not objectively bad design. Like being one hit by enemies that you should be hiding from is not inherently bad design. Every single instance of getting sniped is entering an open area where a sniper can hit you. They also don't instant snipe you. They almost always miss their shot. They're in fact programmed to almost always miss their first shot. They give you a warning shot to say, hey, snipers are nearby. Sometimes they hit that warning shot and that's random, which is funny. But they give you literally a warning shot most of the time. And then get to cover and take them out. Where's the bad design? You got one hit. Okay, yeah, it's hard. You're on Legendary. The game is supposed to be hard. It tells you it's gonna be hard. It's fun that it's hard. Like, if the game was any easier, it would not be fun.
Keine Übung. Ich wiederhole, das ist keine Übung.
Covenant weapons are meant to be strafed against. That's funny. That's really funny. So you've just like invented these design principles that every weapon must follow. That's crazy. No variety. We're not allowed to have that. Covenant must follow my personal design ethos. That's crazy. Covenant weapons are meant to be strafed against. That's actually crazy. As if no weapons are allowed to be like straight line bullets? What about the carbine? There is a blue sentinel beam in this game, and it is more powerful. It does more damage more quickly. I feel like you've got to be baiting me, right? I don't know. I'm actually kind of having fun with the conversation because I don't know. I'm kind of having fun just shooting down the nonsensical things you say, but I feel like I don't know. I can't tell if you're baiting or not.
Blicken Sie auf das obere Licht, bitte. Gut. Blicken Sie jetzt auf das untere Licht. In Ordnung. Blicken Sie noch einmal auf das obere Licht.
Right. Blank is objectively less fun than blank. That's right. Yep. You're right, bud.
Bewegen Sie sich, um ein Gefühl dafür zu kriegen. Wenn Sie fertig sind, treffen Sie mich beim Zapper.
You go. You get him, Tiger.
Passen Sie gut auf, denn ich erkläre das nur einmal. Hier werden Ihre wiederaufladbaren Energieschilde getestet. Die Schilde Ihres neuen Panzers sind extrem robust, sehr effizient. Bingo! Sehen Sie, die laden viel schneller wieder auf. Suchen Sie bei abfallender Schildenergie Deckung, bis sie wieder voll aufgeladen ist.
Oder er versteckt sich einfach hinter mir. Sind Sie fertig mit dem Jungen? Wo sind denn die Laufräder?
Sein Panzer funktioniert gut. Sie dürfen gehen, mein Junge, aber nicht vergessen, immer schön langsam.
Keine Bange, ich halte ihm die Hand.
Also, Johnson, wollen Sie mir nicht endlich erzählen, wie Sie es heil nach Hause geschafft haben?
Sorry, Guns. Das ist streng geheim.
Dann eben nicht. Tja, die Justierung Ihres A2-Zielfernrohrs können Sie dann erstmal vergessen.
Mann, der hat vielleicht eine Laune. Vielleicht hat ja Lord Hood vergessen, ihm eine Einladung zu schicken. Die Erde. Hab sie seit Jahren nicht gesehen. Bei meiner Grundausbildung war das orbitale Verteidigungsnetz noch reine Theorie. Und jetzt das. Kairo ist nur eine von 300 geostationären Plattformen. Dieses MAB-Geschütz durchschlägt Schlachtschiffe der Allianz wie Butter. Wenn die Athen und die Malta koordiniert feuern, kommt nichts heil an diesem Kampfverband vorbei. Schon den ganzen Morgen treffen Schiffe ein. Man erfährt wenig, aber das wird bestimmt eine große Sache.
Brother, I may be biased in my support of Halo 2, but your arguments are nonsensical. First of all, saying anything is objectively more fun than anything else is crazy. Like, and the other stuff you're talking about is all just your opinion and your design philosophies forced onto something that isn't what you want. Like, it's okay if this isn't your favorite game, that's fine. But your reasonings are insane. To say that something is objectively less fun is crazy. It's like literally the opposite of the word's meaning. You don't have to like this game as much as I do, but you don't have to make up like nonsense about it either.
Okay, los geht's. Flugscheißer!
Waffenschränke öffnen.
Calculated.
Oh, die verlassen die Athen.
Cortana, Lagebericht.
Die Explosion kam aus dem Innern der Athen, genau wie bei der Malta. Die Allianz muss was zurückgelassen haben. Eine Bombe.
Verdammt, dann muss hier auch eine sein. Chief, suchen Sie die.
Na los jetzt!
Well, I got good news for you. This game doesn't actually use hit scan for a single weapon. Every weapon is a projectile. Some of them just have really fast travel times. That is true, by the way.
Na los, Chief, hier lang!
Ich war fast an Bord, als die auftauchten.
Keine Sorge, Ma'am, wir sind am Bord.
Oh, come on, man! I can't get out of Cairo! It might as well be hit scan. Yeah, I know. For arguments of what you enjoy, it might as well be hit scan. But like, just because you like something more than something else doesn't make your opinion true. And to like run around and say that one thing is objectively less fun than another is weird. Like, I don't care about your opinion, to be honest. I'd rather you not come into chat and say like one thing is objectively better than something else. Yeah, I mean, there are things that are objectively better or worse, like a comparison of time, for example, but that is not what we're talking about. We're talking about opinions. No, I mean, you say we're having a discussion, and then you, like, go on these crazy things, saying things like, I don't know. You're just saying nonsense. I don't really care.
Als erstes testen wir Ihre Zieleinrichtung. Blicken Sie auf das obere Licht, bitte. Gut. Blicken Sie jetzt auf das untere Licht. In Ordnung. Blicken Sie noch einmal auf das obere Licht. Das war's. Und jetzt nochmal auf das untere. Okay. Alles in Ordnung. Moment. Ich schalte jetzt die Inhibitoren ab. Bewegen Sie sich, um ein Gefühl dafür zu kriegen. Wenn Sie fertig sind, treffen Sie mich beim Zapper. Passen Sie gut auf, denn ich erkläre das nur einmal. Hier werden Ihre wideraufladbaren Energieschilder.
I don't even think that you can call fairness an objective quality, Gillian. How is it more fair?
Sehen Sie, die laden
I don't.
wieder auf.
And also, like, it tells you in the main menu that you're going to die on Legendary. Why is dying on Legendary a bad thing?
Oder versteckt sich einfach hinter mir.
Which parts of this game specifically are unfair?
Wo sind denn die Laufräder?
Sein Panzer funktioniert gut, Johnson. Also halten Sie sich zurück. Sie dürfen gehen, mein Junge, aber nicht vergessen, immer schön langsam.
Keine Bange, ich halte ihm die Hand.
Also, Johnson, wollen Sie mir nicht endlich erzählen?
I sound like a salty Redditor.
Sorry, Guns. Das ist streng geheim.
And no, I'm just tired. I'm tired of hearing people give me their opinions that are like, this thing's better than that thing. I don't care to hear opinions. Like, I get it. Everyone likes different things. I just don't care. Like, I don't want one person to say, I like this thing, I like that thing. This thing's objectively better than that thing. This thing's objectively better than that thing. You not realize how that, like, bickering, like, that type of talk is just annoying. Like, stating to somebody else, this thing that I enjoy is objectively better than this thing that you enjoy. It's just annoying conversation. It's not what I want in my chat. It's not me being an annoying Redditor who lost an argument. It's just what the type of stuff I don't want to hear.
Man erfährt wenig, aber das wird bestimmt eine große Sache.
Alarm, Entertruppen unterwegs. Besetzt die Kampfstationen.
Die sind ja überall. Schon in Ordnung. Ich würde mich abholen.
Das ist keine Übung. Ich wiederhole, das ist keine Übung.
You're gonna be weak. Oh, come on. Alright, it's still fine.
Oh oh, die verlassen die Athen.
Cortana, Lagebericht.
Die Explosion kam aus dem Innern der Athen, genau wie bei der Malta. Die Allianz muss was zurückgelassen haben. Eine Bombe.
Verdammt, dann muss hier auch eine sein. Chief, suchen Sie die.
Na los jetzt! Ist das eine Waffe oder eine Taschenlampe?
No way! Why can't I get out of Cairo? Fucking hell.
Naja, der war sowieso völlig veraltet. Das hier ist ein Mark 6, kam heute Morgen frisch von Songnam rein. Ganz cool bleiben, bis Sie sich an die Neuerungen gewöhnt haben. Als erstes testen wir Ihre Zieleinrichtung. Blicken Sie auf das obere Licht, bitte. Gut. Blicken Sie jetzt auf das untere Licht. In Ordnung. Blicken Sie noch einmal auf das obere Licht. Das war's. Und jetzt nochmal auf das untere. Okay. Alles in Ordnung. Moment. Ich schalte jetzt die Inhibitoren ab. Bewegen Sie sich, um ein Gefühl dafür zu kriegen. Wenn Sie fertig sind, treffen Sie mich beim Zapper. Passen Sie gut auf, denn ich erkläre das nur einmal. Hier werden Ihre wiederaufladbaren Energieschilde getestet. Die Schilde Ihres neuen Panzers sind extrem robust, sehr effizient. Bingo! Sehen Sie, die laden viel schneller wieder auf. Suchen Sie bei abfallender Schildenergie Deckung, bis sie wieder voll aufgeladen ist.
Oder er versteckt sich einfach hinter mir. Sind Sie fertig mit dem Jungen? Wo sind denn die Laufräder?
Sein Panzer funktioniert gut, Johnson. Also halten Sie sich zurück. Sie dürfen gehen, mein Junge. Aber nicht vergessen, immer schön langsam.
Keine Bange, ich halte ihm die Hand.
Also, Johnson.
You know what's funny is I was going through my clips fortune and somebody clipped that exact same animation like a year ago and they titled it Naruto Ninja or something, Naruto Elite or something like that. I was thinking about making a clips compilation of leading up to me finally getting the world record. So I was going through all the old clips you guys have made. I wish I was more adamant about asking you guys to clip cool things, because there was a bunch of cool clips, but I could tell there was also a bunch of stuff missing.
Cairo ist nur eine von 300 geostationären Plattformen. Dieses MAB-Geschütz durchschlägt Schlachtschiffe der Allianz wie Butter. Wenn die Athen und die Malta koordiniert feuern, kommt nichts heil an diesem Kampfverband vorbei.
Doesn't Twitch auto-delete clips? Yeah, but not for like a couple years it seems, because all of them were still there, going back at least a year. I don't know what the timeline on it is, but it doesn't seem like it's often.
Alarm! Entertruppen unterwegs.
Oh, come on.
Dies ist keine Übung. Ich wiederhole, das ist keine Übung.
Let me in this dang door. I don't want to restart. I'm so tired of restarting. Stop. Ugh.
Hey, kann das sein? Hat die Malta die Eindringlinge schon verjagt?
Malta, wie ist Ihr Status? Kommen.
Ich glaube es nicht. Die ziehen sich zurück. Wir haben gewonnen.
Hey, das ist übel. Wirklich übel.
Alright, I should take a break. I'm grumpy and I'm not getting good runs. I'm gonna come back tonight. I need to get some food. I'm gonna take a break. I wish I got better runs. Sorry, today's stream kind of sucked. I don't know. I wish I did better. But I'll be back tonight. Hopefully I do better tonight. Thanks for hanging out, everybody.